Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Granada Reports. We're live across the northwest.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's coming up on tonight's programme.
Police are given more time to question a man after a car ploughed into Liverpool fans at their victory parade.
Meanwhile, charities in the city call on all those affected who need support to reach out.
So we have young people come forward who were at the parade and saw the events unfold in front of them that are really struggling with how they feel and having witnessed that. The same with families who went for a day out to make memories that would last a lifetime, and now they're dealing with the memories of what they've seen.
Also on the programme tonight. Thank you for giving me a home. Cody says foster carers Lisa and Alex helped to turn her life around.
Arm straight, pull it back and push.
Magic Darts, how Stockport's Nathan Aspinall's been warming up for the biggest night of his life by going back to school.
They'll be kissing on the back row of the movies again in Walton very soon. Find out why later in the programme.
And after a largely settled day, we have a change on the way overnight. I'll have all of the details later with the forecast.
So first tonight, and the man arrested after a car was driven into Liverpool fans at the Victory Parade on Bank Holiday Monday is still being questioned by police.
Yeah, a large number of people were injured in the incident, which happened on Water Street near its junction with the Strand in the city centre. Well, in the last hour, the Prime Minister has visited Merseyside Police headquarters. Sir Keir Starmer met with senior officers and Liverpool's Metro Mayor Steve Rotherham to discuss this week's events.
Our reporter Emma Sweeney's at Merseyside Police headquarters. And Emma, Merseyside Police have been granted more time to question this man.
Yeah, that's right, Gamal. The suspect in this case has been in police custody since Sunday evening. Yesterday at a conference here, police told us that they'd been given extra time to question that individual until lunchtime today. Lunchtime came and went today, and they told us that they now have until tomorrow to question the 53-year-old white British male from the West Derby area of Liverpool on suspicion of a number of offences. Those offences that he's accused of: attempted murder, dangerous driving and driving whilst unfit through drugs. Now, the area where the event unfolded on Sunday at the time was closed off to vehicles. It was pedestrianised because of the football parade, but police believe that a roadblock that had temporarily been removed to allow an ambulance through, that they believe that was the moment that the Ford Galaxy went through and before hitting a number of pedestrians. Yesterday, police said they thought 65 people had been injured. Today, they say that number actually is more like 79. We know that 50 people were taken to hospital on the night on Sunday. Today, they say 6 of those individuals remain in hospital in what has been described as a stable condition. Police say that they are supporting those who are injured. They've also thanked people who've come forward with phone footage and photographs. They say that's very helpful, and they've asked anybody else who may not have come forward yet to do so, not to post it on social media, but to go through their portal on their website.
And Emma, Water Street in the city centre has now been reopened, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. This time yesterday evening, Water Street was a very different scene. It was still cordoned off. There were lots of forensic tents. There were forensic officers. They were combing the area. There's still lots of broken bottles and cans and abandoned scarves from the night before. But today it's a very different scene down there, as my colleague Anne O'Connor now reports.
2 days on, the only sign of what happened here is the police tape bundled into a bin. The cordon placed around the scene where a car ploughed into fans has been lifted. The chaos it caused remains with Robbie Potter from Wirral, who was there on Monday and had been there waiting for his daughter when the Manchester Arena bomb went off.
I believe again I've been so close to something, and she was glad to say when my daughter's first was, these poor other families now, because the full reports went out then. And I'll be honest with you, we give each other a hug and we both started crying. I'm not ashamed to say that.
Liverpool Football Club have cancelled events further celebrating the team's Premier League success. Manager Arne Slot pulled out of awards last night, naming him Manager of the Season, saying, "Football is, and always should be, a game built on rivalry, but is also a great source of comradeship, especially at times like this." His predecessor Jurgen Klopp was at the ceremony.
Two phases of life, the most beautiful phase for a long, long time. The parade was incredible, the mood was incredible, and from one second to the other, everything changed because we then learned again. And there are more serious things in the world than football.
Everton manager David Moyes said today, one of the things that makes this city special is the solidarity between the people who always come together in times of hardship. A feeling echoed by fellow football stars.
Liverpool people always come to the fore, and they're great at sort of offering a hand. They don't turn their back in these type of moments.
Like everyone else, I'm still trying to absorb it now. And maybe I will do in the next few weeks, but at this present moment it's still quite raw for me.
People are back on a reopened Water Street, cleared of the debris of a few disastrous moments. It feels normal again, but for many hundreds here and elsewhere, normality will feel a long way away.
At the Be Free campaign, a mental health charity focusing on young people in Liverpool, they're already being contacted and running support sessions.
Especially with it being half-term for young people in Liverpool, it means that often they won't have people talking about it now. It will be next week when they all go back to school, and they won't necessarily know how to deal with that.
The same with families who went for a day out to make memories that would last a lifetime, and now they're dealing with the memories of what they've seen there as well.
There are a few small bunches of flowers at the bottom of Water Street, a delicate reminder of the dark events here. Anne O'Connor, ITV News, Liverpool.
And of course, we'll keep you updated on that story as it develops.
Some more of the day's news now, and the father of a 14-year-old boy from Morecambe who died in a crash on the M6 has admitted to causing his death. Ryan Liam Morgan was in the passenger seat of his father's van when it came off the M6 and crashed into a tree last month. Daniel Berber appeared at Preston Crown Courts today, where he pleaded guilty to causing death by dangerous driving. He'll be sentenced in August.
The Chief Constables of Merseyside and Greater Manchester Police are calling on the government to increase police spending in next month's reviews. In an open letter, also signed by 3 other police chiefs, Serena Kennedy and Stephen Watson say Labour's election promise to crack down on crime will not be possible without serious investment. The government's pledge to increase neighbourhood policing and halve knife crime.
And we'd be interested to hear your views on this next bit of news. A government minister says that the train operator TransPennine Express has enjoyed, quote, a remarkable turnaround. Lord Hendy even went as far as to describe the company as the blueprint for Great British Railways. TransPennine runs services across the northwest to Yorkshire and the northeast and was renationalised 2 years ago because of poor performance. In that time, cancellations have been cut by 3/4. Your views by email, please.
Well, next to some breaking news, and it's been announced that the first day of this summer's Lytham Festival has been cancelled due to an accident suffered by the lead singer of the headline act Kings of Leon. The American band were due to be playing the event on the 2nd of July, but organisers have been told that the group's frontman Caleb Followill has broken his heel. Lytham Festival say it's not been possible to find a replacement act, so the first day has been cancelled. It means the festival will now run from July the 3rd to the 6th instead.
Oh, it's going to be bitterly disappointing for those tens of thousands of fans that wanted to rock up for that first day of the festival.
I know, such a shame, but we wish him all the best and hope he's on the mend soon. Next tonight, could you find a place in your home and in your heart to become a foster parent? Well, that's the question being asked tonight by Cody, a university graduate who says one foster couple from Walton gave her a future as well as a home.
Cody, who's now 22, was one of the lucky ones. She was taken in when she was 15 with her 2 siblings. Many other children are not so fortunate.
Well, the latest figures show there is 760 extra foster households needed in our region. Nationally, that number is 6,500, and the number of children in care is rising all the time.
Cody really lucked out. She found a new home via her first and only foster family. Our reporter Anna Yosef went to meet them.
So, Co, when does your new job start?
Start on Monday.
Excited?
Yeah, terrified, but excited.
Cody was placed into foster care with her 2 siblings when she was 15. She says Lisa and Alex didn't just give them a place to stay, they gave them a home and a future. After graduating with a degree in psychology, she's just moved into her own flat and is now pursuing a career in social care.
I'm always coming back. I came back yesterday for my tea. They come visit me and we still go out and do things together. So we are still a family. They've been a massive, massive support with everything, every little thing, every big thing in my life. I don't think I'd be anywhere near I am now if it wasn't for them.
Were you worried about you and your siblings being split up?
Yeah, I definitely worried that no one would want to take on 3 older children, but we were very, very lucky to stay together. Being placed with them definitely helped kind of heal a bit, I'd say, because we've all been through the same thing and we're all going through the same thing together. But there's that kind of normality that, you know, you're okay, you're safe because you still have them with you. I'd say a good foster carer is someone who's supportive, someone who has the time and the patience to take on children with potentially destructive backgrounds and gives them that loving, supporting home that they may not have experienced before.
But there's a shortage of 6,500 foster families across the country, with a number of children being placed into care on the rise. Alex and her wife wanted to help keep siblings together.
I've got brothers myself, Lisa's got a sister. I couldn't imagine not being brought up with them. So I know how important it is for siblings to stay together.
They've now been fostering for nearly 9 years.
It's 24/7, it's rewarding, it has its ups and downs, but to see children come to you who have really big hang-ups and leave your home with a success story, that's the best reward you could ever have.
When you look at Cody and everything she's achieved, how does that make you feel?
I'm immensely proud of her. I could burst.
Cody's looking forward to this next stage in her life. She knows Lisa and Alex will always be part of it. Anna Yosef, ITV News.
And if you want more information about becoming a foster parent, there's more on our website. That's at itv.com/Granada or on the website of your local council.
The remarkable work of foster carers. Still to come on tonight's programme.
He's one of the fastest things on 2 wheels, but as the TT gets underway on the Isle of Man, Manx rider Nathan Harrison takes our reporter Joshua Stokes on a rather less terrifying tour of the course.
And we have some wet and windy weather on the way overnight tonight, but we do have some dry conditions through Friday. I'll have all of the details coming up shortly.
Time now for a look at the ITV Evening News. Here's Lucrecia.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, police chiefs directly appeal to the government for more money. They claim pledges like halving knife crime can't be met without extra cash. Thames Water fined a record amount over sewage spills and shareholder payouts. And a special report into the revolting state of student accommodation. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
But that's what your accommodation looked like,
A little bit. On to sport now. Lancashire Cricket Club are in the market for a new head coach. Hi, Chris.
Ah, yeah, big change at the top over at Emirates Old Trafford today. After a poor start to the season, Lancashire have parted ways with their head coach. South African Dale Benkenstein has left the club by mutual consent, with Lancashire currently 7th and without a win in Division 2, a league they were relegated into last season. Former Lancashire player Stephen Croft has been named interim head coach. In football, just days after completing their worst season in half a century, Manchester United are set to begin their squad rebuilding with the signing of Wolves player Matheus Cunha. It's believed that United have met the £62 million release clause in his contract, which means the Brazilian forward can have a medical and complete his transfer quickly. Well, next to the return of one of the sporting highlights of the year, the TT races are back on the Isle of Man. The practice and qualifying sessions have already begun, with the races starting on Saturday. Among the riders competing this year is a Manxman who knows the roads better than most. Nathan Harrison has been giving a tour to our reporter Joshua Stokes.
Setting off for his fortnight of racing, 26-year-old Nathan Harrison is hoping this could be his year. As a local to the island, the Manx rider knows this road well, But Nathan still has to make sure he's fully prepared for the race ahead.
I find the best way, personally, for me, is by doing laps in the car. And if it's a nice night, I'll just go for a lap round and just see what's changed, because year to year, you have different road surfaces, trees come down in the storms. There's so many variables that change.
When you're doing this kind of speed and seeing it, are you thinking about, the turns you'll be making sure you hit the apex, things like that?
In terms of like apexes and bumps, obviously you can feel certain ones, but when you head off for the first practice in down Bray Hill and you're doing 160, 170, 180 mile an hour, is a lot different to doing 50 mile an hour, but it does give you a good visual.
Up on the mountain section, this is where speed matters, with riders travelling up to 200 miles an hour.
I actually think as you come through this kink here, it's probably the fastest part of the track, in my opinion. Obviously, you've got the momentum running down the mountain, you're coming downhill again through here. So I reckon you're touching 190, 195. Even some of the bikes probably over 200 mile an hour.
And can you even begin to explain how that feels when you're going that speed?
It's weird. There's no feeling like it in the world, in my opinion. I think, is when you race a motorbike and you get the chance to do that, that is a proper, nothing can compare it.
But for Nathan, living on the island isn't just about the racing.
So welcome to our family business.
Away from professional sport, he's also got a business to manage, a shop that keeps the family afloat in the quieter months.
So I like between 9 and 5:30, for example. I know that I'm at work, so it actually gives me a better focus. And then obviously, luckily, I've got my brother, Alex, Dave, so they control the workshop and all that kind of thing.
Working away next door, the team are tinkering with Nathan's bike, headed up by his manager, also known as his dad.
Obviously, when he's out there, it's a worry. It's a worry for any parent. The worst thing you can possibly have on your wrist is an Apple Watch, because it obviously clocks your heart rate. But we do it because we love it. And as my late wife said, he could be down on Douglas Promenade full of drink and drugs, but he's fully committed to the job. He doesn't drink. He trains like hell. And like I say, with that we put as much into him as we can.
A commitment made across the family, with racing at the very heart of the Harrison team.
Just really proud to be part of it and have it as a family team, really, and a family business at all. It just means a lot. I did the usual football, just hanging out with my mates and stuff like that, whereas Nathan's always been dedicated to bikes. I don't think you can kick a football, so just really proud, to be honest.
A family affair that'll see Nathan vying for a podium position, proudly watched on in front of a home crowd. Joshua Stokes, ITV News in the Isle of Man.
Yeah, good luck to Nathan at the TT. Now, tomorrow night sees the exciting conclusion to the Premier League darts season with finals night at London's O2 Arena. We have two North West stars in the final, Warrington's Luke Littler and Stockport's Nathan Aspinall. And Nathan's been warming up for the biggest night of his career by going back to school, as Mike Hall can explain.
Arm straight, pull it back and push.
If only all lessons were like this.
Yay!
Darting royalty dropped in at Hadfield Primary School in Glossop. Nathan Aspinall has wowed the crowds all year and continued to do so with this bullseye maths session.
There wasn't really many subjects I was good at, to be quite honest with you, in school, but maths and PE with my two subjects, and obviously I was an accountant, trainee accountant before darts, and I think it helped me straight away, going into playing darts as a professional job. Maths is a massive part of it.
20 plus 5 is 25.
These sessions are run by the Professional Darts Corporation. The aim to engage children in numeracy.
A lot of maths is centred around vocabulary, so the children are exploring saying more than, less than, they're doing doubles, they're doing the trebles, lots of chance to practice their mental arithmetic.
I have played darts before. I didn't get any on the board and one of them nearly hit someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's helping me with my numbers and everything, because I'm bad at maths, honestly. I'm absolutely bad at maths.
So is this helping?
Yeah.
And has it been good fun?
Yeah.
This is an extra special visit for Nathan, as his daughter Millie is a pupil here. Well, Millie, I want to know what it's like having this superstar as your daddy.
Amazing. Everyone in schools, I was like, Millie, is your dad famous? Millie, I know your dad's famous.
There's a few dreams that I've got left. World champion, playing for England, making the old trophy would be a dream come true. Bullseye!
And nobody would be prouder than Millie, who gets the final word on her superstar dad. What is it like living with a professional darts player? Do you ever see him? Is he always in the spare room practicing? What's it like living with him?
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I just don't see him that much because he's always at darts. But it's amazing.
You're super proud, aren't you?
Yeah.
Get nice holidays though, don't you?
Yeah.
There'll be a few more holidays if Nathan wins the Premier League tomorrow. His biggest fans will be cheering him on from back home. Mike Hall, ITV News, Hadfield.
You know what? I'm rubbish at maths as well. Maybe darts is the answer. That's my calling.
I'm the worst. I'm like that little boy. I throw him and they miss. Thanks, Chris.
Now, it's been a tough week for Liverpool, but we end tonight with some good news for the city.
Yeah, it's about an absolutely lovely old cinema hidden away on a side street in the suburb of Walton. Only round the corner, in fact, from where John Lennon and Paul McCartney met for the very first time.
The really good news is that Walton Picture House, which has been closed since the pandemic in 2020, is going to reopen. Our correspondent Victoria Grimes is there. And Vicky, this is fantastic news.
It is, Gamal, and you're right, we're in Beatles' own country here. And if you grew up around here in Walton, then you will definitely recognise this sound. Ka-ching! Ian, you grew up around here and you remember coming to the Walton Picture House in the 80s, don't you?
I do, and when I was a kid, and I think I remember, and I think anyone who came here in the 80s will remember, there used to be an old lady who'd stand here, and on your way in, she'd sell you your ticket.
Ka-ching.
And then you'd have to follow
Right.
around. And she'd sell you the popcorn, so there's your popcorn.
She's good at multitasking, this lady, isn't she?
She is, and then she'd go, "Oh, are you going in?"
Oh.
And then she'd come round and she'd take the ticket that she's just sold you and she'd rip it in half and go, and through you go into your seat.
So this is girls, you see, we are good at multitasking. She managed to do 3 things at once.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't know, and we can't find anyone who does know, so we'd love to find out.
So if anyone knows who that lady is, and I'm sure one of our viewers will remember and be able to tell us, so get in touch on the socials or drop us an email. If you know who that lady is, look at this amazing, amazing picture house. It is 98 years old. It's been so important to the community here in Walton over the years. And now it's been given a whole new lease of life. It will hopefully be reopening very soon. And that is all thanks to these two, Jill and Kev.
Hello.
Amazing. Tell us what's happening. How did this happen?
Well, we kept walking past here. We only live up the road. And every time we walked past, we thought, it's such a shame. It's a beautiful building in such a lovely village. So
we contacted the owner and we thought it might take a year to maybe do a deal to get the building. And at the first meeting, he said, "It's yours."
He said it's yours at the first meeting?
Yeah, he'd be
Wow.
looking for somebody who could look after the building and make sure it stayed as a cinema. And he liked us. So we're the catalyst. We're the first people to put our heads above the parapet and say, yeah, let's open the cinema again.
And this is hugely important to people here in Walton. So many people have memories and they'll be watching now and they'll be thinking, I went there back in the 60s or the 70s. Or, you know, why was it so important to you to preserve it for the generations to come?
well, I used to come here all the time as well, so I love it as much as everybody else. And we really want people's memories, so we want to capture them. It's really important to have a community hub like this, isn't it, in a wonderful village like this.
Well, you want the memories and you need some of the money as well, don't you? How much do you need to raise to get this off the ground?
We've got a target of 700,000 to repair some holes in the roof and to buy the building outright.
Well, fingers crossed. They need some help to get there, guys. Now, our producer has a question as well. Are you going to show It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve when you get up and running?
Definitely.
There you go. There you go, Mr. Rigby. You're getting It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you so much, guys. Now, as I said, this has been around for quite a long time. A lot of the original features are still here. Look at these seats. Look at the ashtrays in the seats. Apparently, that was the smoking side. And this one over here was the non-smoking side. Can you imagine having a smoking section in a cinema now? And the best bits, look at these little private seats at the back. The smoochy seats at the back. So, George Clooney, if you are listening, this is for you.
Vicky, thank you. And we would love to know the name of the lady who worked behind the counter, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Time now for a look at the weather. Here's Louise.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, good evening. It was a day of sunshine and showers for most of us. However, we do have a change on the way overnight tonight. A band of rain will push through with some brisk blustery winds coming from a southwesterly direction. But as we move through into tomorrow afternoon, it will become slightly drier with a few brighter breaks in places. Today we were in between two weather systems. We do have a low pressure system pushing in from the Atlantic overnight tonight, bringing thicker cloud and a band of heavy rain at times. Winds will start to pick up coming from a southwesterly direction, so it will remain fairly mild and muggy. But we see something slightly drier as we head towards Friday and into the weekend. A few dry spells this evening, clear skies for a time. Thicker cloud will start to filter in. That's ahead of that band of rain pushing northeastwards overnight tonight. Quite blustery as we head towards dawn, but as I said, mild and muggy as temperatures hold up in double digits, lows of 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. So it's quite an unpleasant start tomorrow morning. We have some hill fog and low cloud lingering over the tops of the Pennines. The showers will start to fizzle out as we move into the afternoon, becoming lighter in nature. Holding on to quite a lot of patchy cloud though, with a few brighter breaks into the afternoon. A blustery day, winds gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, slightly windier across the Isle of Man with highs of 18 or 19 degrees Celsius. Taking a quick look at Friday, it's slightly more settled, drier conditions coming our way. Always a slight chance of 1 or 2 showers here and there. But temperatures on the rise, highs of 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. So not feeling too bad if you're making any plans for one of the final days of half-term. Saturday looks like a warmer day, highs of 21 degrees Celsius, plenty of sunshine around, but we do have some mild and muggy nights continuing in the forecast over the next couple of days. That is the very latest. Your pollen forecast is coming up next.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather. Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
And pollen levels will remain low over the next couple of days due to the unsettled conditions, but we're slowly starting to see some early grass and nettle pollen. That is the very latest. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye for now.
Memories of a Walton Picture House?
I do indeed. I remember going there in 1993 to watch Jurassic Park.
Oh, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.